Can you name the state that's the highest home prices ever? We're going to go over that next. I know. You're all saying it's California, and it's not. Believe it or not, it is not. All next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor. Hit that like button. We absolutely have a very, very cool video today. We're going to go over some of the top, 10, 15 states in the United States of home values, medium home prices. We're also going to go over delinquencies for November. They came in and they popped up a little bit. Their heads popped up as well. And we know that existing home sales, they're down, but the values of homes are up. We're going to discuss that real quick as well. All right, let's jump right into it. Here is a Kobesi letter, and we're going to jump right in. Medium home values by state. Now, I know a lot of you are like, okay, California's number one. It absolutely is not. Hawaii, average home price or medium home price is $840,000. People, this is insanity, right? Insanity. But then again, there's limited land. You're surrounded by water, beautiful views. You know, people migrate there. Hey, isn't Zuck there building his compound, trying to dig a hole in the ground and hide if the world were to go brrr? California 746. People are evacuating. Imagine if you had a good solid government there, then we would probably be at over 800,000. But with that, the mass exodus continues, but it's still up there. Massachusetts 588,000, Washington, state of Washington 566, Colorado 528, Utah 502,000. Man, we are seeing some of these states, man, they're expensive. We're over $500,000. Here's under the $500,000, and we still haven't seen New York, right? Because New York is way down here at 450. You know, Oregon 448, 300. Someone did a typo there. 495, Jersey. So we're seeing these. We don't see Texas there. We don't see Florida. It's still, and Tennessee, you look at it, they are still more affordable than some of these other areas where people are hemorrhaging from and going there. Kind of surprised not to see Texas in there because, I mean, they're just the intake of amount of people going there. You know, from one border to the other border, no pun intended, that are going into that state, obviously into Florida, and then Tennessee and Nashville's been like on fire. It's the most amount of people per major city is Nashville in the last 18 months, 12 months. Man, that state has really taken off, and that city has really taken off as well. All right, let's jump into some more numbers. This is also the Kobesi letter. They're on X. Give them a follow there. They keep growing. This at 32,000 views. Q3 2020, the median home price has jumped. Price in the U.S. jumped by 3%. So we saw year over year, Q3 22, we went up 3%. This was the first quarterly increase since Q4 of 2022, a year ago. Currently, home prices are 5% below the new all-time high, and affordability is at all-time lows. Very interesting facts. Now, when people look at, they say affordability, I say, yeah, 8%, you had virtually nobody affording it. But at 6.5%, you had a significantly more people added into that pool of affordability. Now, the affordability was now being highlighted, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, but you don't hear anyone talk about it now. Why? Because affordability, you're only talking about ghosts of what happened, what they're just repeating months ago. There's no affordability charts coming out because it's becoming more affordable to own a house. If we continue our jaunt into the high fives, we're going to see more and more people come out of the woodwork as buyers and buy. All right. This is a little bit concerning here. It says U.S. delinquency rate ticked up in November. It says national delinquency rate edged higher to 3.39% in November, down 10 basis points from the same time last year, but remains 64 basis points below the whatever. I won't say the name. Don't want to get cut off by the Googleites. So we're seeing a little bit of uptick here, but it's not much. And again, it shows a resiliency of this market. But what's interesting is that if you have unemployment that kind of ticked up today, And where are these employers go? Are you talking about people wanting to quit jobs because they wanted more money, or where's the displacement at? Because they're not so much homeowners as we're seeing here. They're more what, the renter side? Very interesting question. All right, so let's jump right into interest rates, guys. Where are we at with interest rates? Well, yesterday we're pretty flat on conventional. We went up 6 basis points on FHA, which is interesting. You know, I think that they want to tote that 6.5% line right here. Now, but also I know that if you have really good credit, you can get into the lower sixes. In fact, much lower sixes. So make sure if you're out there house hunting or even thinking about it for the first quarter of next year, that you actually get 2 or 3 quotes on your mortgage rate. You know, I always tell all my clients 3 things that you need. Number 1, you want to know what your mortgage payment is, you want to know what your mortgage rate is, and you want to know how much money you have to bring in to close the transaction. Those are 3 things, because those are the ones that if they change, they're going to dramatically influence or hurt you either way when buying a house. All right, so let's go jump into this. Let's go see what the 10-year bond is today, guys. And 10-year bond still under 3.9, 3.892. So we kind of bumped up a little bit. We bumped down yesterday, or bumped up a little today, but we really just floated. Now we floated for the last 2 or 3 days right under 4%. If we get down in the 3.7s and 3.6s, God help us, we are going to see a boom in real estate, because we'll get those rates down. Also, if the Fed decides, hey, I want to do quantitative easing and I'm going to buy mortgage-backed securities, that will also begin an enormous run on real estate. So just keep those 2 things in mind. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I will see you on Friday tomorrow. We're 4 days away, 4 days away from Christmas. Guys, hope you got all your shopping done. Stay safe. Talk to you later.